Welcome back, everyone, to PC Tech Help. My name is Vonnie Gardner, or Cyber Sorcerer, for those of you that know me on the forum boards. Today, I'm going to address another problem that I see posted a lot on the forums, and that's a control panel. There's a lot of people that visit the control panel a lot for whatever reason, and they get tired of having to click on Start, clicking on Control Panel, and then once it comes up, they got to double click on the icon, and now they're finally at where they want to be. I mean, a lot of people are wondering if there's a shortcut to that. And of course there is. In Windows there's more than one way to do practically anything on a computer. And one of the other ways, instead of using the GUI or the graphical user interface, which is what your desktop and all that is, you can also use commands for those of you that are from a Unix environment and stuff. You can go and click on Start, click on Run. You get your run box here that you can type a command in, and that's also 2 or 3 steps in itself. And there's a shortcut to that. You can click on your Windows key and R, which will bring up the Run dialog box. And let's zoom in here, pan down here. And once the Run dialog box comes up, you can hit Control, Firewall, and CPL, which is the extension for all the control panels, and click on that, and that'll open up the firewall. My system's running a little bit slow because my capturing software is slowing the system down. But that creates another problem in itself, because with all those icons and programs in there, and there's my firewall icon, or my firewall program, with all those icons in there, that would mean you'd have to remember all the applications in there, so you know which one to open up. Whatever one you was add or move programs, or your system administrator panel, or your resources, or whatever. You got to remember that. And that's clicking the Start menu and going to Control Panel is actually faster than remembering all of those. Because if there's one that you don't remember, then you got to look it up or Google it or something like that. And that'll take more time. So that's really not a viable option. But it's there for those of you that know all the panels names and everything. What we're going to do here is we're going to change the control panel into a menu, kind of like what Connect To is here. When you go and Connect To, and it just drops out this menu of everything that's in there. We're going to make the control panel do the same thing and put out a flyout menu showing all the control panels in there. And that's easy enough to do. We're going to zoom back down in here so you can see what's going on. You're going to bring your mouse down to the taskbar here, and right click, hit Properties. And when your Properties dialog box comes up, we'll go over all the stuff in here in other tutorials. But we're going to click on this. If you're normally on the taskbar menu, you're going to click on the Start menu, and then make sure the Start Radio button is clicked there, and hit Customize, and then hit Advance. And under Advance, the first item is Control Panel. You see Display a Link, Display a Menu, and Don't Display this item. For those of you that work in an office or something, the system administrator might have Don't Display this item, so you won't be able to see the control panel in the Start menu at all. And if he has checked that, you won't be able to go to this taskbar menu properties either, because he disabled that also. So no sense in trying that. But what we want right here is the default is Display a Link. So we're going to change it to the second one, Display a Menu. And then just hit OK, and hit OK again. Now, here's where our Explorer issue comes in. For those of you that hit OK the second time, what Windows has got to do after you do that is it's going to restart Windows Explorer. Now, some people might have Explorer freeze up on them, or freeze their system when it does that, because once you change that setting, Explorer will have to shut down and restart again, so it can display the menu, because it was normally just a link, and now it's got to put a menu out there, so it's got to change its appearance. And for it to do that, it'll shut down and restart. For those of you that have plenty of resources, such as memory, in other words, you got a lot of memory in your system, and your hard drive is at least above 25% space free, and you probably won't even notice it. Like we didn't notice it here; it just restarted it and everything. But to cover those that do freeze up, and so you guys don't freak out and hit the forum boards saying my computer's messed up when I made that setting. Um, we're going to go ahead and show you how to do that. Once it freezes up, you can restart Explorer without restarting the whole computer. That's if you got Systems Internals Process Explorer installed. Which, if you follow all my videos, there'll be tutorials on this whole application and everything involved in it. But that's going to be getting into how to work on our PCs and how to fix them. But you can go to the File menu and hit Run, and then you just hit Browse and go to Explorer, which will be under your C Windows or your system root, and then Explorer. You just choose that and hit OK, and it'll start Explorer. When it does that, normally, see, let me zoom in here for those. Here's Explorer, and right now my camera recorder, the one that's recording the video here, is a child of Explorer. But normally, all these programs right here are also a child of Explorer. The Explorer is the parent of all these. But when it crashes and you just restart Explorer, all these children are going to pop out on their own, and Explorer is going to become a child process of WinLogon. Now, this has to do with the startup process or post. For those of you that are following the diagnostics videos, which stands for Power Run Self-Test, you'll know where Windows Login comes in. But it's going to be a child of that, and we can see that if we collapse all these. You can see you got Windows Logon, you got Services exe, which starts the services, then the local system authority subsystem program there, which is the LSASS, and then Explorer. So these three programs here are children of WinLogon. And normally, like I said, Explorer isn't here. Normally Explorer is over here on its own, and all these that are listed in blue are children of it. And you'll see that in our other videos when I cover Process Explorer. You'll see what I'll show you where Windows Explorer actually normally is. But that also gets into having to do with malware, and when a child process becomes on its own like that, it can change its rights and give it access to things it's not supposed to have access to. But that's all for another video. Right now, if we go back down to our Start menu, we'll see our control panel here. Let's zoom in so you can see. Go to our Start menu, we see we got a menu icon there, and if we we just roll our mouse over it, then we have a flyout menu. Has everything on here. All you gotta do is click on one of these, and then you got connection. You got flyout menus for other things and stuff. So a little more easier and situated. This is how I normally keep my system. I have it as the default right there is the menu. Because I use the control panel a lot, but I'm always tweaking and doing things with my system, and nothing's ever right with our system, and we're always tweaking it and trying to find better ways to do something with it. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. And don't forget to send any suggestions. If you have suggestions for a video or anything like that, you can drop me a private message on my YouTube channel or send me an email. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.